Hello, Vectorworks users. Thank you for being here today. I know it's been a full day of insightful questions and exciting demonstrations, but I promise this session will be worth your time. My goal is to leave you feeling inspired and ready to explore a new and powerful aspect of our software. So, let's get started. AI is transforming the way designers across all disciplines work, accelerating conceptual design, optimizing workflows, and enhancing visualization. In this 20-minute session, we'll dive into AI-driven visualizations and explore how they can help you design smarter, faster, and more efficiently. I'm Luis Manuel Ruiz, a longtime team member at Vectorworks Inc., and I'll be your host for this presentation. I'm excited to share insights on how AI-powered tools are reshaping the design process and unlocking new creative possibilities. Throughout my career as an architect, I've always been drawn to the process of defining a project's geometry, look, and feel, regardless of scale. I've always enjoyed creating renderings that bring ideas to life, and today I'm more excited than ever to explore new tools that enhance visualization. My friends, these are exciting times to be a Vectorworks user. Let me start by acknowledging that many of us see AI primarily as a tool for generating stunning images. And don't get me wrong, we absolutely have that capability. Take these images, for example, visuals of my dream project, a gallery in my home state of Maryland. But inspiring images don't need to appear out of thin air. If you've already invested time in creating a design in Vectorworks Landmark, why not take it further? You can generate alternative proposals using different techniques, whether in a more artistic style or a photorealistic approach. For those in the entertainment industry, imagine creating a cover sheet for your light plot drawings, complete with a Hamlet production proposal in record time. Your drafting and modeling skills serve as the foundation for exciting concepts. Whether you're exploring ideas for new pottery designs, a remote university campus in the mountains, a vibrant theme park, or an imaginative playground, the possibilities are endless. Today, we all have access to powerful technology, and while I wish I could tailor this presentation to each of you individually, my goal is to showcase what's possible within your unique approach to Vectorworks. With that in mind, I've chosen a small project we can all relate to, a radio console. This piece is purely fictional, inspired by the nostalgic design aesthetics of the 1970s. So let's imagine we've been commissioned to create a unique piece of furniture that blends antique charm with modern technology. You can activate the AI Visualizer window from either the Model menu or the Web Palette menu. In this main window, you can describe your image, recall prompts and settings from selected images, and generate images, either from text alone or directly from a scene in Vectorworks. You'll also have options to customize the image output, including aspect ratio and other settings to fine-tune the results. Our AI Visualizer has evolved significantly over the past few months, thanks to valuable feedback from users like you. As a result, it has become even more robust and powerful. At the top, you'll notice 3 tabs: Generate, Edit, and Save, each designed to streamline your ideation process. Start by generating a concept, make key edits, and finally either send your work directly to the resource manager or save it in your preferred location. In this clip, I want to walk you through the process of creating an image. Specifically, I'll be exploring ideas for a presentation board that includes paint colors, furniture concepts, and lighting proposals. Keep in mind that once an image is generated, it's typically not a one-time process, meaning that refining your vision may require multiple iterations based on what captures your attention or aligns with your design vision. After refining my prompt and generating multiple options, I selected these 2 presentation boards. One stood out for its interesting retro-style furniture, while the other featured a well-curated selection of earthy colors and materials. These images will be valuable for our next segment. At some point, you might be wondering, Louis, how do you remember the prompts you used? Well, I keep a dedicated page for images created in my AI Visualizer, and here's why. Each image retains its embedded information. To recall the prompt and settings, simply select the image and press the Recall Prompt button. This feature makes it easy to regenerate the same image or refine it with new edits. I'll take a brief detour from our radio console project to show you some exciting ways to generate presentation boards, especially if you are in the landscape business. I encourage you to give it a try. By describing colors, materials, plant types, and other elements, you'll be pleasantly surprised by the results. For the best outcomes, I recommend including key terms like presentation board, mood board, or collage in your prompt. If you work in the entertainment industry and have been invited to design a set for Hamlet, AI can be a valuable assistant. It can generate information for medieval architecture, costumes, and ornamental details, elements you might otherwise overlook, helping you bring a richer, more immersive vision to life. Now let's return to our custom furniture assignment. To generate ideas for this specific unit, I'll start with a well-crafted prompt. I've learned that keeping it concise yet rich in keywords yields the best results, including details such as what it is, what it's made of, key design elements, and its location helps guide the process more effectively. Let's return to our AI visualizer. After pasting the prompt and setting the creativity level to its maximum, we generate our first image. Now I want you to focus on the style area. Notice how, after uploading images from our previous presentation board, the results are becoming increasingly aligned with our vision. This process, known as style transfer, helps reinforce and refine the design direction. After generating dozens of exciting design variations, I want to share the ones that truly caught my attention. Each concept features a rounded cabinet, a turntable, and a speaker, blending a retro aesthetic with a modern twist. At the center, you'll see the standout design, the hero image that rose above the rest. Now that we've narrowed down our target project, it's time to dive into modeling the unit. At first glance, it may appear complex, but upon closer inspection, we'll see that it's essentially a series of basic 3D operations. Vectorworks offers a robust suite of 3D tools that will help us tackle any geometric challenges we might encounter. We have a variety of object types at our disposal, including solids, meshes, NURB surfaces, and subdivision objects. With these powerful tools, we can create and manipulate virtually any three-dimensional form required for our project. I'd like to share some key highlights from our mass modeling process. Our initial challenge was designing the cabinet frame. After careful consideration, I decided on a design using individual rings. This choice was primarily driven by texture mapping requirements, allowing for more precise and realistic material application. The cabinet's base and top were created using simple extrusion techniques. To achieve a more realistic rendering, I applied a crucial tip: avoid sharp edges. This is where the fillet tool proved invaluable. The front console featured numerous intricate solid objects. The primary modeling tools utilized were extrude, push-pull, fillet, and text-to-3D conversion. At this stage, it's advisable to consider converting repetitive elements into reusable symbols for improved efficiency and consistency. While the turntable concept is relatively straightforward, it needed careful organization of objects into distinct groups. The X-ray effect in 3D dragger cursor proved invaluable for precise translation of objects along fixed axes. Here is a tip: I highly recommend activating the multi-view environment. This powerful feature significantly streamlines the process of accurately positioning objects within your design space. And there we have it. After dedicating several hours to crafting the individual components, our first model stands complete. To provide context and a canvas for shadow play, I've incorporated a base surface in surrounding walls. At this stage, we transition primarily to shaded mode, setting the stage for the addition of lighting elements and potential background scenery. Now that our model is ready, it's time to move on to the most fun part of the design: creating textures and entourage. While Vectorworks already provides access to plenty of resources, like textures and tiles, we often find ourselves needing images that don't show any repetition. Let me show you the process. In our AI visualizer window, we type a description of our material, then we make sure we tick the box for creating seamless tiling. Keep adjusting the level of creativity, you'll produce more variety. Then we get to process all the images. When creating seamless tiles, one of my key recommendations is to check how they look when placed side by side. This helps ensure a truly seamless appearance when the tiles are repeated. My personal collection of tiles is growing more diverse and interesting. I make sure to keep the ones that I'm confident will be useful for future projects. Now let's explore the materials I've selected for our cabinet and room design. For the floor finish, I selected a darker and rougher wood planks texture. For the console, I've chosen a lighter wood that'll create a more sleek frame complemented by stainless steel for the front plate and knobs. I pictured these would add a modern touch. To complete the ambiance, I've selected a textured paint for the walls, which will add depth and character to the room. I was not quite sure if I'll use these, but I also prepared a collection of seamless tiles featuring various natural stones and gravel. A friend of mine suggested an interesting idea: creating illustration covers for long-playing records. Since LP covers are square-shaped, they were relatively easy to create. Can you guess what prompt I used to generate these illustrations? To elevate the level of realism, I wasn't content with a simple black plastic surface. Instead, I envisioned something more authentic and nostalgic. What if we crafted a prompt that would generate images reminiscent of vintage long-play vinyl records, complete with their iconic circular labels at the center? For my colleagues in the entertainment industry, imagine this vintage console brought to life with music. Picture it under the spotlight, enhanced by custom-made gobos. We've discovered that patterns with alpha channels are particularly effective for these scenarios. Now that we've reached this stage, it's time to elevate our design with some stunning renderings using RenderWorks. Traditionally, this is where I would consider the job complete. The unit's geometry is impeccable, the materials are richly detailed, and the lighting creates the perfect ambiance. But you know what? There is still room for more AI. By utilizing our in-painting feature, we can explore alternative compositions. For a better sense of scale, we could add a young person. This would help me understand better the proportions of the space. But what if we add a rustic stone wall with vines as a backdrop? I guess there is only one way to find out. Okay, so I went ahead and made several enhancements to the scene. I applied a stone texture to the back wall, and I also decided to integrate the hanging vines. But if you look closely at the floor next to the unit, you'll notice I've placed a rack of vinyl LPs. I suppose this will add a touch of nostalgia and personality to the space. By now, you're probably wondering how Luis created those vines. Well, it's actually a simple process. We've discovered that when creating seamless tiles or individual images, enabling the alpha channel opens up a whole new level of possibilities. For plants and trees in particular, we can achieve amazing results. The best part is that we can save these not only as textures, but also automatically create prop objects. When you're working with people in your images, don't forget about aspect ratio. For solo shots, a 3:4 proportion is usually a good bet. Oh, and make sure you hit that alpha channel box. After that, it's all about tweaking until you're happy with what you see. As usual, I retained some of the more successful outputs. By modifying the prompt, the AI visualizer produced a variety of results. These range from individual people, both in monotone and color, to simple silhouettes and even larger crowds. Another significant advantage of integrating the AI visualizer is its versatility in creating custom panoramic backgrounds. By carefully crafting your prompt and selecting the appropriate aspect ratio, you can produce tailored environments that are perfect for outdoor scenes, whether day or night. While it may not be immediately apparent in this particular project, the AI visualizer adds subtle enhancements to the overall environment. It introduces a nuanced tint to the surroundings and significantly improves the realism of reflective objects when used in conjunction with a RenderWorks style. With the addition of new elements such as plants, wall art, and our enthusiastic collector, we've now completed our scene. This presents an ideal opportunity to showcase another benefit of AI technology. Let's take this finalized view and process it through our AI visualizer to create a less photorealistic rendering. Imagine we're preparing for an initial client meeting and want to spark a conversation using a more artistic interpretation of the space. In our AI visualizer window, we can easily match the view from our application. To create your desired sketch style, simply add a concise prompt and adjust the creativity level. I recommend experimenting with key terms such as sketch, watercolor, artistic, freehand, and ink oil. One important tip: remember to keep your prompts simple. One of the standout features of our AI visualizer is the improved details function. This simple yet powerful slider adds remarkable enhancements to our images, refining the definition of abstract objects in our scenes. I frequently leverage this feature in both shaded mode views and final renderings, as it significantly elevates the overall quality of our visualizations. If you look closely, you'll immediately notice the striking difference between the original shaded mode rendering on the left and its enhanced version on the right. The flooring appears more defined, with richer textures and depth. The rocks in the background now exhibit a rougher, more realistic surface. The wood grain is distinctly visible. Even the collector's outfit has been refined, boasting more realistic fabric textures and folds. However, this is not where our journey ends. The shaded mode image we created earlier can serve as the foundation for another AI-generated iteration. This time, we'll aim for a more realistic effect by incorporating prompts such as realistic, photography, attention to detail, and intricate into our AI request. While AI-generated imagery doesn't replace the precision of ray-traced rendering, it excels at producing visually appealing and acceptable images in a fraction of the time. These AI-enhanced visuals often possess a unique aesthetic quality that can be quite captivating. In my case, this final image will eventually be the cover sheet of my technical drawings. For now, it is more than sufficient as a compelling visualization of this project. And in case you're wondering what happened to that marvelous piece of furniture, you'll find it among the many collectibles in this antique boutique. If you're interested in learning how the entire store was designed using AI, the video is available for you to watch. And don't forget to leave us a comment and let us know which part you found most relevant. For more comprehensive guidance on integrating AI into your daily workflow, we recommend the following resources: Vectorworks University website for access to our extensive library of tutorials and courses, YouTube channel for more informative videos showcasing AI applications, and our community board so you can join discussions with fellow users and explore numerous AI-generated samples. These platforms offer valuable insights and practical examples to help you leverage AI effectively in your projects. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this event. It is always a privilege to connect with the Vectorworks community. I hope you found this session informative and that it inspires you to explore new technologies with curiosity and confidence. Wishing you all the best, and I look forward to seeing you again, somewhere, sometime soon. Adios, amigos.
Hello, my name is Vlado Stanev, and I'm the VP of Product Management in Vectorworks R&D, located in the headquarters in Columbia, Maryland. I'm already 24 years with Vectorworks, started as a junior software engineer, and now I lead the development of Vectorworks Landmark, Spotlight, ConnectCAD, interoperability, and the Vectorworks Cloud Services. I'm here to give you a quick technical description on the AI Visualizer feature and to show you some of the other Vectorworks Cloud Services. The AI Visualizer is a feature in Vectorworks that uses the cloud services exclusively. This typically brings questions about where does the user input go, what happens with it, and in general, concerns about privacy. This is why I wanted to talk to you about this first and give you some clarity of how it works. First, the AI Visualizer only communicates with Vectorworks Cloud Services and never sends anything outside our infrastructure. This infrastructure is our own implementation comprised of servers that run our software and handle each request independently. There are several of them to manage load balancing, and this helps us reduce wait times for the user to receive the result. Each server runs a neural network implementation called Stable Diffusion. This is an open source implementation, and generally speaking, it's a mathematical machine doing simple operations. All these operations are done entirely on our servers, and that's why they're with stronger hardware, or in other words, they have bigger graphic cards to facilitate the performance of the mathematics. And it's just a machine, gets input and produces output. Everything needed is fixed and nothing from the request gets saved or changes the neural network in any way. In other words, we don't train this network, we just use it. We hire private machines from Amazon that run our own software to perform the requests for performance and location coverage, and also use machines located in the Vectorworks office that we manage ourselves. Then here is a list of some other Vectorworks Cloud service features, and I have a couple of slides to go over them quickly. Like the publish on the cloud lets you publish big files without having to lock down your machine while the export goes. You can set it up so it publishes automatically on a schedule for convenience and efficiency on the cloud. Then there is the same possibility to generate animation movies from the animation path object, and essentially it's to use a cloud machine instead of your own. A new feature this year is the document share command in Vectorworks that generates an URL where anyone without Vectorworks can look at the shared drawing and comment on it, and then the comments can be looked at in Vectorworks. The Vectorworks Cloud offers features to create presentations and walkthroughs with interactive points that let you jump around your project. There is a mobile app that can scan to model, and then you could directly open in Vectorworks these models after processing. This is a little sneak peek to the completely redesigned iOS application that is coming up in March. You can also use the MetaQuest goggles to see your model in virtual reality. And lastly, it's storage. You have private storage. Again, it's managed by us and completely private. And this is all I had. Thank you for your attention.